So a good performance from Russell Ingall, but no one yet has been able to match the might of Marcus Ambrose. Some 2.5 tenths of a second faster than Ingall, Ellery, Seaton, then back to Stephen Richards, David Bernard, Paul Morris and Simon Wills currently in 8th position. The top 15 shootout will continue after this short break. You're watching the V8 Ultimate on Network 10. The top 15 shootout continues. Marcus Ambrose leads the way. It's now Larry Perkins' turn to try and get on top.
Well, there's rumours there may be a reduced program for Larry Perkins next year. But if that's true, he's certainly going out on a high. He's really shown a lot of speed toward the end of 2001. And Sandown, no exception, faster than his teammate Russell Ingall in qualifying. Now he's really got to put it on a plate in the top 15.
Larry said there's nothing magical to it. He's just made a few changes within the team, just moving a few people around and trying some different things, and it's worked successfully. And he is really enjoying his driving. And it's showing in the results. Let's see how he matches teammate Russell Ingall. Very handy lap to go second fastest, but no one's been able to catch Ambrose as yet.
I think he's about just under 0.2 of a second slower than Russell at the split on the back straight. So Larry's going to have to work hard here if he's going to close that gap. Look at him lock up the rears almost as he approaches the final turns.
Well, if he was 0.2 of a second slower than Russell, that's almost half a second slower than Marcus Ambrose. The run to the line now for Larry Perkins, a 1:11.49 is the time to beat. Perkins comes to the line 5th fastest, a 1:12.03. 7th in the Shell Championship Series at the moment, and can elevate himself after this 13th and final round here at Sandown. He won the round in 2000. It's the Rat, Paul Radisich. What can he do in the top 15 shootout?
39 years of age from New Zealand. Little lock brake on the inside as the car gets loaded to the outside. Very, very important to try and just keep control of this car with the tyres, perhaps not up to the optimum temperature. We go on board with the Rat, and he really does look like an astronaut strapped into that car. His full face helmet on, his drink straw in there. And he works this Shell car hard. Brutal. As he comes out of some of those turns, bounces them over the curbs. Shell 18 Ford in full flight, 260 kilometres an hour up the back straight on the approach to the S's.
It's a Ford that stands at the top of the timesheets at the moment. Can another Ford eclipse that time of Marcus Ambrose? And a fascinating battle as far as the shootout's concerned this year. 6 pole positions to Holden, 6 pole positions to Ford. Who will get the edge at the final round this year?
Was the victor here last year. Sent the Ford fans into a frenzy. They came running down from the grandstand, waving their flags. It was a brilliant moment. I wonder if Paul Radisich can repeat that performance in 2001. Here he comes across the strike. And a 1:11.74, that puts him 3rd on the grid. 4 green tyres for Jason Bright, brand new, straight out of the wrapper. So Bright now trying to exploit the maximum grip level from these tyres in one hot lap. Hard under brakes into turn 1. Can Jason Bright knock off Marcus Ambrose? A brilliant time from the young Tasmanian. Let's see if Jason Bright can do it for Holden Racing Team.
Well, his time in qualifying was a 1:11.79, Jason Bright. And if he were to repeat that, that would only be good enough for 5th fastest. He really has to come up with something special here in the number 2 HRT machine.
Really in contention to give Holden Racing Team their first Shell Championship Series 1-2 finish in the points. So he's pumped up for a big result, Jason Bright. And he's very, very quick on the split. I think that's virtually identical with the Russell Ingall's time and very close to Ambrose's. So this is a very fast time from Jason Bright. If he keeps it tidy, he'll be a prospect for pole position.
What a lovely looking lap. Jason Bright has been very, very smooth on this 1-lap dash. The final shootout for 2001. And Bright yet to grab a pole position as an HRT driver. In 2001, Jason Bright will bring the red machine to the line. Will he go fastest? No, he doesn't. 2nd fastest, a 1:11.5, just a 10th, not even a 10th. Slower than Marcus Ambrose. Here he is, back-to-back Shell Series champion, Mark Scaife, and he stands at 3 apiece. It's 3-all in the battle for pole positions this year. And the man who is fastest today so far, Marcus Ambrose, is the man that shares 3 pole positions with Mark Scaife. Can he get the edge and the upper hand on his younger rival?
See there, they're hoiking that inside rear wheel up in the air. The Holden Racing Team car generating enormous grip levels. Great shot here from the back seat of the number 1 HRT Commodore. Mark Scaife hard at work. Look at him hammer his way up through this 6-speed transmission. onto the back straight. Time to beat a 1:11.49. His main adversary in the shootout for pole positions, and he's faster. Look at that. 37.94. We haven't seen the 37 on the split so far, so Scaife is absolutely hauling.
Needs to keep it together in this second portion of the lap here at Sandown. When anyone thinks and talks about a fast qualifier, it's this man, Mark Scaife. Can he potentially grab his 4th pole of the year? Not far to go now. Like his teammate, it's been a very clear, clean lap and fast.
Anyone thought Mark Scaife was standing back and cruising after taking the championship? Forget that one. He's ultra competitive here as he comes across the start-finish line, and he takes it too. A 1:11.256. He goes to pole. The only man in 2001 to have converted a provisional pole into a top 15 or top 10 pole. He did it in New Zealand, and he was the king of Pukekohe. Greg Murphy, the 29-year-old from Hastings in New Zealand, coming on a roll after absolutely dominating proceedings in his hometown round. Look at the amount of air he gets under the Kmart Commodore through turn 1, really attacking those curbs on the inside. And Murph is really on a flyer.
And he's still walking around. I think he's still kind of floating on air after Pukekohe 3 weeks ago. It was a stunning performance as he gets a little wide out of Ford corner onto the back straight, and we'll check that split. There it is. It's on the screen for you. 37.9 at the split from Mark Scaife, who put in that amazing time of a 1:11.25. That will be extremely hard to beat.
Well, having a little bit of problem with the timing system here, so we don't know what the split was that time around for Murphy, but the real telling part of this lap will be when he crosses that finish line. It looks pretty fast so far. The Kmart car, like the Holden Racing Team machine, generating an enormous amount of grip. Very tidy, very fast lap so far for Murphy. What can he do here? Hoiks the wheel up on the inside of the curb. Final turn, got to get it tidy, got to get it straight as soon as he can to get maximum speed out of that turn.
Greg Murphy brings it to the line, and it will be second fastest, a 1:11.35.
Craig Lowndes comes on to the main straight. The final Ford to run in this top 15 shootout has been fast throughout unofficial practice and qualifying. Can he nail it? Oh, big brake lock up on the approach to turn 1. Gets a little bit untidy on the exit. That's going to cost him a lot of time.
Yeah, that is a major mistake at the opening stage of this lap. He was going for a hat-trick. Lowndes has had pole here at Sandown the last 2 years, and it will be very, very hard to retrieve a suitable time to challenge Mark Scaife after that.
You can see how the Gibson Motorsport team have prepared this car for its hot lap. It's got those covers on each wheel. The idea being to trap as much brake heat inside the rim, and hopefully that heat soak will get the tyre temperatures up.
Just goes to show how costly that error was from Craig Lowndes. Almost 0.4 of a second down on Mark Scaife's time at the split, and runs wide again, runs right off the circuit.
No, he's blown it now. That's really going to hurt him. 2 big mistakes from the multiple champion. So it'll be interesting to see where he ends up in this top 15, but that's not the lap Craig Lowndes wanted for the Gibson Motorsport team.
Frustrating times for Craig Lowndes. The second last car in the top 15. How costly was it? It was very costly. 13th with a 1:12.36. Let's take a look at exactly what happened to Craig Lowndes.
The Shell Helix replay, you can see he got that first turn all wrong. And look how sideways the car gets here on the exit. He's still got his foot into the throttle, bouncing off there. Incredible car control to catch that on the way out.
Final car in the top 15 is car 15. Todd Kelly twice has finished at the top of the timing order after normal qualifying, but is yet to grab a Shell Series pole.
Yeah, it's been a tough ask this year. The level of competition in this single car qualifying format has really sorted them out. It's been a great variety of pole position holders this year. Could Todd Kelly add his name to that score before the 2001 championship's over? Very fast throughout provisional practice and qualifying this week, but he really wants to nail one of these single car qualifiers.
21, and he is 6th in the championship at the moment. He has got an amazing future ahead of him, the young Victorian. As Kelly takes it up the back straight, we'll hope to get the split here. 37.9 from Mark Scaife, and he's quicker. Look at this. Todd Kelly is faster than Mark Scaife.
Boy, he's flying, isn't he? The youngster from Mildura, just 22 years of age. Boy, he's come on gangbusters in the last 18 months. Tiny little lock brake there on the inside wheel as the car gets weighted to the outside, but he had good control of it on the exit. This is looking like a very fast, very tidy lap from Todd Kelly. Can the youngster do it and nail his first pole?
Big weekend for the Kelly family. His younger brother Rick is driving in the Holden Young Lions entry. He's making his solo debut in the V8 Supercar category. Can this be his first ever pole? Kelly comes to the line and he's lost some time. He goes third fastest, a 1:11.44. Scaife gets his fourth pole of the year. So Kelly couldn't quite get there after being up at the split. Dropped a little time in the second half of the lap. Congratulations goes to the new champ, Mark Scaife. Highest order of poles this year. That makes number 4 from Greg Murphy, Kelly and Ambrose, who did set the pace early on. Bright and Ingle, Radicic and Stephen Ellery share that 4th row. Glenn Seaton, Larry Perkins, and all the way back to Simon Wills in that 15th and final position. Back real soon.